Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be recording your budget my way. So basically, when you reach out, when you book a one-on-one with me, I can also ask you if you would like me to put the video, if you would like me to record your budget for YouTube, in hopes that it's going to inspire other people as well. So today we're going to be looking at this budget, and I'm going to give him a name and say his name is John. So today we're going to be looking at John's budget, and this is John's story. I am an impulsive buyer, and once I have convinced myself that I need something, I do whatever it takes to get it. I struggle to keep track of my daily expenditure. I make small but frequent purchases. I set aside money for essentials but don't plan for other necessities. I overcommit financially and have failed to meet most of my monthly obligations. I don't set aside time for making a budget. Okay, so that's basically what he's going through, and he needs help. And let's have a look at his goals. So these are his goals. He would like to be debt-free, not to worry about my finances, build an emergency fund of at least 50,000 Rand, set aside money to sustain me for at least 6 months if necessary, contribute towards an investment portfolio that will serve as an additional retirement package, being able to go on holiday once a year. It sounds very fair. It sounds like something that we would all want. I definitely don't want to worry about my finances. I want to build a good emergency fund as well, have money that can sustain me for 6 months as well. I would like to have investments, like how we said, that are going to boost and be addition to my retirement package, and go on holiday once a year without having to worry about finances or using a credit card. So it's fair and really good goals. I love his goals. All right, let's have a look at his debt now. So these are his debts. He's got municipal rates owing 5,791. He's got levies owing 7,503 Rand, a mortgage owing 546,000, a car owing 360,000, a loan with Capitec owing 109,000, Capitec credit card owing 6,600 Rand, Discovery credit card owing 43,000 Rand, Woolworths credit card. How did it get to that? Oh my gosh. But you know what? It's so dangerous because I love Woolies food. I also love Woolies clothes. And I don't mean the cheap clothes, like, you know what I mean. So it can like really build up, but it has increased so much. So I guess we're going to find out on the budget, how did it get to that? Rochester, 21,000, and MTN, 3,500 Rand. Okay, so these are his debts, and these are the monthly payments on the side over here. So 2,000, 2,500, 6,600, 8,100 Rand of the car, the loan 3,000, the credit card 675, Discovery card 2,000, Wards 2,000, Rochester 2,000, MTN 598. Let's go on with my throat. Okay, so in total, every month, 29,800 Rand goes to debt. Now, a lot of people, what they would do at this situation, they would like go to debt review and put themselves in situations that it's going to be hard to get out of, or it's going to take longer than it could have. So what he wanted to do is have a strategy in place, or find out what is the best way. What would I do if this was my budget? And this is why this is called your budget, but my way. So let's have a look now at his daily spending. Oh, and at the bottom over here, I asked if he's following any strategy. He said he's not following any strategy at the moment. I just pay whatever and whenever I can. Okay. Then when it comes to savings and future goals, currently, emergency fund, he's got 0. Retirement plan, he's got 0. He does have a provident fund at work, and home repairs, which he plays a stokvel. The current balance is 6,000. He contributes 3,000 a month to that, and the target for the stokvels for home repairs is 36,000 Rand. So those are his only savings. Okay, so now this is his salary. So he gets paid 43,700 Rand, and these are his bills. He's got car insurance with car tracker. Sorry, I'm just trying to look, and in total it's like 1,881 Rand. The rates are 753 plus he's owing, so he's paying another, I think, 2,000 on top. Levies and alarm system is another 1,800 Rand. The mortgage 6,613. The car is 8,100. LPG gas, so he uses gas so that he can save on electricity, which is 800 Rand. As you can see, electricity is 300 Rand. Petrol 2,500 Rand because he travels to work. Groceries, cleaning supplies, toiletries, etc. He spends around 2,800 Rand. Eating out, budget's 500 Rand. I did ask him about that, and then he was like, no, I don't really eat out much. So Vitality and gym 325 Rand. Netflix Prime and Discovery Plus, I think you mean Disney Plus, 429. Miscellaneous 500 Rand. Zoom 550. Unisa 500, and then clothing and other stuff 1,000 Rand. And then Telkom and MTN is 3,098. So MTN is a data, and I think Telkom is like the Wi-Fi and everything. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's what he's paying in total for Telkom and MTN, which is 3,098 Rand. So in total, his bills come to 32,048. So if I go income minus bills, that's how much he calculated it to be. Okay, so that's basically a bit of a background about John. We saw his debt, we saw his story, we just saw his budget, and now let's say, for example, I've already met with him and I've got to understand his situation and when does he get bonuses. Those are the kind of questions I'll ask you. When do you get bonuses? What is your plan for retirement? What is your age? When do you want to retire? How much do you want at retirement? Because those were one of his goals. What trip are you wanting to take? How much do you think that trip costs? And let's actually put your goals down so that we can start planning for everything that is in your goal and make sure that financially we're taking decisions to help you meet those goals. So once we have a meeting and go through everything, I then create a spreadsheet for you. So this is John's spreadsheet. I'm just going to make it a little bit big. Hopefully you guys can see nicely. And when we meet on our second meeting, I will be sending his spreadsheet and we'll go through everything first and the game plan and things that I would like us to look at first and prioritize first. And that will help you meet your goals quicker than you expect, because now there's a different strategy and a different perspective to how you're looking at it. It's always helpful when you can talk to someone about things where you just feel like overwhelmed and they give you a different perspective and a different way of how they would do it if they were in the same situation. So that's basically our meeting too. Any shortfalls that I'm finding in his personal finance, what do I recommend? How can I get him help? So this is his budget, the spreadsheet that I created for him. So that's his income, and then these are his needs, or all the needs that we saw on his budget. These are all the needs over here: car insurance, rates, levies, gas, electricity, petrol, groceries and cleaning supplies, Zoom, Unisa, and Telkom. And then now his debts. Look at his debts are the same amount as his needs. So we need to get rid of the debts. There's too many. So his debts are rates, levies, mortgage, car, Capitec, loan, Capitec credit card, Discovery credit card, Woolworths credit card, Rochester, I've never heard of that, and MTN. Now, if you look at the bottom over here, it's going to tell you how much the needs cost and how much the debt cost. And then if we scroll up to the top over here, it's going to tell you Income minus your needs, that's how much you have left. But now your needs, whatever is left minus your debt, that's what you have left. So now you use this money to spend on wants or prioritizing what is left to your goals, which is debt at this moment. So let's have a look at his wants though. His wants on his budget was eating out, gym, Netflix, miscellaneous, and clothing. So macams and stuff like that. So in total he's on a minus. So if we take what is remaining after his debt and we subtract the total amount of his wants, which is not too bad. If we have to look, his wants cost around 2,700 Rand a month. We are left with minus 1,400 Rand. So in total he lives above his means because he gets paid 43,000 and he's living like someone who gets paid 50,000 because his total bills are 45,000. Okay, so that is how much is left. So he's on a deficit and we don't want that. So the first thing I say to him is that, okay, let's first this month sacrifice eating out. So if I remove eating out, because he said he's not really someone who eats out, he's focusing on gym and stuff. And I think he just enjoys eating at home. And let's leave out clothing for now. So if I take out clothing, now we are left with 96 Rand. So that's more like a zero-based budget. Now you literally just made it. So you're not living below your means, but now you are just making your budget. You're going to be paycheck to paycheck. You want to try and get below your means so that you have enough money to build an emergency fund and stop the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Okay, but at least by getting rid of 2 wants, we have room in his budget to be able to do that. So we've got rid of that and now the budget is balancing out nicely. So now let's have a look at his debt over here, because that is the big one. That's what we need to get rid of, because if you can just imagine the 29,800 Rand that he's paying every single month on debt, if he was investing in a really good portfolio that is moderately aggressive, he could be making so much money. His money could be working for him so well. So we need to get to that stage where we can pay off debt to build wealth. And that is why I started that coaching program, where at first I called it personal finance coaching program because I didn't know what to call it, but it also made sense. And now that we've got around 16 members, and I asked them all, what's your story, what's your goals, what are your plans? And all of them are in debt and they're trying to get out of debt, and they also want to build their savings, the investments, the emergency fund. So now I've changed the coaching program from debt to wealth, because that's going to be the focus for the coaching program. And if you want to be part of that group, you can. But if you don't want to be part of the group but want to book a one-on-one budget coaching session with me, you can. I'll link everything below. The coaching program is $999 and the one-on-one program is $555. So you can decide which one you want to be part of. Yeah, whatever works, whatever. Okay, so now let's have a look at his debt, because remember I said debt to wealth. So the main focus is this. So we've got his levies and he's currently owing 5,791 for his rate, and then we've got his levies where he's owning 7,503. Then we've got the mortgage where he's owning 546,000, the car 360,000, the loan 109,000, and then we've also got Capitec credit card 6,000, Discovery credit card 43,000, Woolworths 110, Rochester 21,000, and MTN 3,500. As you can see, some of them are color coordinated, and I will explain why. Look at the Woolies one I wrote here, danger zone. So I'm going to talk about that shortly. Let's have a look at the ones that are yellow for now. Why did I highlight them yellow and why did I highlight them blue over here? So basically what I want us to do here with John is do a snowball effect. So a snowball debt payment method, not the avalanche method. So how the snowball method works is you pay off your smallest debt first. So over here, as you can see, the smallest one is MTN, but I don't want us to go according exactly to the smallest method one, to the snowball method one, because what I want to free up is this minimum payment. Okay, so let me explain what I'm trying to say here. If he pays the municipality rates first, he will free up 2,000 instead of paying MTN first and freeing up only 598 to snowball it to another debt. So this month, so we met in March. Yeah, we met in March. So he's going to get paid on the 25th of March, I think, the 20th. So he actually just got paid yesterday. So on his payday, I want him to pay the 2,000 on the municipality rates and the normal, the 2,000 on the levies. Okay. And then again on April, another 2,000. So now it's going to be left with 1,700 Rand. And then in May, he's going to be paying his last one. Okay, so now he's going to have 2,000 Rand available in his budget by May. That's why I've put May here. Levies as well, 2,500 in March, 2,500, which will make it 5,000 in April. And then payday in May will be his last 2,500 Rand, which will make it 7,500 Rand. So he will finish both the rates and the levies in May. Okay, and then now he has freed up 4,500 Rand from his budget. And by that time, this MTN should be at least, because it's going to be 3 months. So if we take like the 500 and times it by 3, 1,500 Rand would have been erased from the MTN balance, which means you'll be leaving around 2,000. So I want him to use out of that 4,000, the 2,000 to pay off the MTN by June, right? Now in his budget, he's got the 2,000 from rate, so 4,000, and the 2,500 Rand from levies, so now 4,500, and then he will free this one up end of June. So by July he won't be paying for MTN, so he'll free up 590 Rand, giving him 5,090 available for him to attack the next debt, so and snowballing to the next debt. So what I want him to do is use that 5,090 to pay off the Capitec credit card and close it, or reduce it to 1,000, but I recommend close it because he's got another credit card that I want him to also attack. So basically what I say to him is, let's meet again after July to discuss the game plan from there, because after July he would have paid off the Capitec credit card and he would have freed up another 670 Rand, which gives him 5,760 available. So then I want him to start attacking this one over here, the Rochester. By that time, it's going to be March, April, May, June, July. So 5 months. So if we look at the Rochester, so we see it, we've got 5,760 available now from rates, levies, Capitec credit card, and MTN. And then the 2,200 Rand that you're paying to Rochester minus how much is going into interest, so 392, so 1,808. If we times that by 5 months, by July on Rochester you would have paid 9,040. So if I take the 21,000 and I minus the 9,040, by July 12,843 is what will be remaining as a balance on Rochester. And then if we take that 12,843 and minus the availability from the other debts that you have paid of 5,700 Rand, so minus 5,700 Rand. So by July, August it should be sitting on 7,100. Rochester should be sitting on 7,100, and then by September another 5,700 will be minused from there. It will be sitting on 1,400 rand. So by October, Rochester should be paid off. So I'm going to put here October. And if you are watching, James, please also update your spreadsheets. Oh, John, not James. James, please update your spreadsheets as well. Okay, so by October, this one should be done, but we're going to meet again and we'll go through it. And then after that, once that is done, now we've got the 5,760 that is available on the budget, plus what you are paying on Rochester by October. You should have the 7,960 now available in the budget. Okay, so I'm adding all these minimum payments that are going to be freed up by that time. And now we're going to start attacking the next credit card. So we're just going to keep snowballing and snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. Another option is to use that amount of money to start building wealth and just use the 5,000 that you have freed up, John, to pay off your debt, to pay off the credit card here as extra, but using the other 2,000 to invest or grow your retirement, which let's get into that now. So for the emergency fund, what I recommended is that we start with 43,000, which is his income. Once you have saved the amount you get paid in your emergency fund, you know that you are now 1 month ahead. Once you have saved that amount times 2, you're now 2 months ahead. So for him to be 6 months ahead, it's 43,000 times 6. So that is 258,000 Rand that you will have to have in a savings or a unit trust. Unit trust is good because you don't have access to it. And also if you need the funds, it is accessible to you within 2 business days. But also a savings in a bank is also good for your emergency fund, just in case you need the funds now. So I would rather, when we get to at least 2 months ahead, then you put the rest in a unit trust and you have your 2 months ahead in your savings account, whichever would work for you. But the more you have an emergency fund, the lesser you'll be using debt. Then we did the retirement planning. We came to a conclusion that he needs around 10 million for him to retire comfortably. We did do a good plan for that as well. And starting with 2,000 a month will help him get there. And also talking about other saving methods as well. So as you can see, his budget there's a light. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. He felt so light as well after doing this. But also the debt calculator is very important. So when we tap over here, this is where I'm going to talk about Woolworths. As you can see, I highlighted Woolworths, and as you can see, Woolworths is red. Now, why is it red? So basically with Woolworths, the 110,000 balance that he is paying, and if this is his percent and the minimum payment of 2,000, how much actually is going to Woolworths is minus 47. So instead of this balance going down, it ends up increasing. So that's why he needs to pay extra onto Woolworths every single month to make sure that he is covering the principal, or to make sure that his balance is not increasing. Okay, so this one here isn't at the danger zone. So what we ended up talking about was he's going to add an extra 500 on that one. I can't really remember. I did send an email with the whole summary of what we discussed, but I think he said he's going to add an extra 500 to start with and then grow it from there. What he needs to do is basically decrease the balance of Woolworths so that he can start attacking the total amount, because the balance is too high and the interest is also high. So the minimum payment is not even touching the balance, it's actually making the balance increase. Right, I think that is it. The other thing that obviously I was a little bit annoyed about, but not too upset, was the mortgage. On the mortgage, he's paying 6,600 a month. 5,000 of that is going to interest and only 1,600 is going to the mortgage, which means it will take him so long to pay off the mortgage. What I love about my spreadsheet is that it shows you over here how long will it take you when you'll be debt free, how much you end up paying interest alone on to debt. So as we tackle the debts, so tackling this balance over here, naturally the interest will go lower because now the big balance that you are owing is dropping down significantly, but the interest is not changing. So it's okay. All you have to do is just drop down the balance over here so that you're not paying too much on interest. You end up saving money technically, because instead of paying like 400,000 on interest, you end up paying 67,000 on interest. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you are inspired, you are motivated. If you want me to go through this comprehensive budget with you and create a budget and have a one-on-one, definitely comment down below or fill in the form below. I do also offer free sessions, but it's not as intense as this one. We can have one free session, and then if you want to move on forward and have more one-on-ones with me, there is a payment for that. So I do also offer that if you want that. But if you pay for your service, I do prioritize you over someone who just filled in the name. So you kind of like skip the queue, if I should put it that way. If it's like an emergency, like I need help, I need to know what I need to do. But also another thing I want to talk about with you guys on a next video is my affiliate program. I am doing an affiliate program to help you guys make money, but also it's going to help me as well. So it's going to be a win-win situation. And if you feel like you just need extra money and you believe in my products, then I will be able to issue a link to you that you can use for people to buy my products through your link, and you can make a cut a commission, 15% basically of whatever sale that you make. So that is amazing, and I hope that you guys are going to take advantage of that opportunity of just making money without having to ship anything out, without having to explain how anything works. If someone's buying a spreadsheet or whatever, you don't have to explain how that works. I'm here for that. You're just going to make money from that. So take advantage of affiliate marketing. It's a big thing in America. It's not a lot in South Africa, so I really want to do it for my viewers, my audience, my people. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment down below, comment debt free if you want me to just send you the link of the one-on-one. But other than that, I'll have everything linked on the description below. See you on the next one. Bye.